What if your skin could turn to glass? What if you could regrow a severed arm? Or survive being frozen solid for months on end? In nature, those aren't science fiction superpowers. They're everyday survival strategies. Tonight, we dive into the animal kingdom's strangest secrets. From frogs so transparent you can see their beating hearts, to lizards that shoot blood straight from their eyes, to creatures that cheat death itself, shrugging off radiation, fire, even the vacuum of space. These aren't just quirks of biology. They are bizarre, alien-level adaptations that make life on Earth stranger than anything you'll find in a movie. So stay tuned, because once you've seen what these animals can do, you'll never look at evolution the same way again. Imagine picking up a frog and seeing not just its skin, but its beating heart, pulsing liver, and delicate veins all laid bare. That's the unsettling reality of the glass frog. Native to the cloud forests of Central and South America, these tiny amphibians have skins so translucent that their entire inner world is visible, like nature's living X-ray. But this bizarre trait isn't a party trick. It's a survival weapon. By blending their outlines with the dappled light of leaves, glass frogs nearly vanish from predators overhead. Even their visible organs break up the frog's silhouette, helping them dissolve into the jungle's shifting greens. Scientists still debate the full advantage. Does transparency confuse predators or shield them during sleep? Whatever the reason, this adaptation transforms them into ghostly phantoms of the rainforest. Fragile bodies hiding in plain sight, surviving by being both seen and unseen at the same time. Now, from the rainforest canopy, let's slip beneath the still waters of Mexico's ancient lakes. Here lives a creature that defies biology itself, the axolotl, often called the immortal salamander. At first glance, it looks almost whimsical. Wide smile, feathery gills, a permanent face of innocence. But beneath that charm lies one of evolution's strangest superpowers. Lose a leg? The axolotl simply grows it back. Bone, muscle, skin, even nerves. Spinal cord crushed? It can rebuild the damage. Parts of its heart or brain destroyed? They regenerate perfectly, as if nothing ever happened. No scar, no weakness, just complete renewal. Scientists are captivated by this ability, studying axolotls in hopes of unlocking regeneration for humans. But in the wild, this gift is pure survival. Predators may strike, accidents may happen, but the axolotl rewinds the damage and carries on, as though evolution hit a reset button. It's a creature that laughs in the face of finality. Living proof that in some corners of nature, even death itself can be delayed. From the lakes of Mexico, we plunge into a hidden world beneath the microscope, where one of Earth's strangest survivors lurks. Barely the size of a grain of sand, with 8 stubby legs and a slow, lumbering crawl, it looks almost comical. But don't let its teddy bear shape fool you. This is the tardigrade, the toughest animal on the planet. When conditions turn deadly, the tardigrade performs a trick no giant beast could manage. It dries itself out, curling into a lifeless husk called a tun. Inside that state, its metabolism all but stops. Time freezes. Radiation, extreme heat, crushing cold, even the vacuum of outer space can't touch it. Scientists have revived tardigrades after decades in this death-like stasis, and they spring back to life as if waking from a nap. How does it do it? A cocktail of unique proteins shields its DNA from destruction, creating an almost indestructible blueprint for life. To predators, it's invisible. To extinction, it's untouchable. In a universe where survival usually favors the biggest and fiercest, the tardigrade proves that sometimes the smallest are the most unstoppable. Now, from the microscopic to the desert sands of North America, where survival takes a shocking, almost grotesque turn. Meet the horned lizard, a squat, spiny reptile that looks like a living relic of the dinosaur age. But its strangest adaptation doesn't lie in its armor. It's hidden in its eyes. When threatened by a predator, this lizard unleashes a defense so bizarre it borders on horror. It builds up pressure in its head until tiny blood vessels near the eyes rupture. Then, suddenly, it sprays a jet of blood straight from its eyes, arcing up to 5 feet. The crimson burst isn't random. It's laced with foul-tasting chemicals that make predators gag and retreat. Coyotes, foxes, even dogs often spit them out in disgust. The lizard wipes away the blood, blinks, and walks away unharmed. A desert phantom that wins by weaponizing its own lifeblood. It's a reminder that in nature's endless arms race, sometimes the strangest defense isn't teeth or claws, but turning your body itself into a weapon. From the harsh deserts, we drift into the calm kelp forests off Australia's southern coast, where survival doesn't come through blood or armor, but through pure illusion. Among the swaying seaweed glides a creature so surreal, it looks more like a drifting plant than an animal. This is the Leafy Sea Dragon. A relative of seahorses, the Leafy Sea Dragon's body is draped in elaborate leaf-like appendages. These aren't for swimming. Ironically, they serve no function but disguise. Each frill and filament mimics seaweed perfectly, so predators scanning the kelp see only more vegetation. Even its slow, rocking movements mirror the rhythm of the current, making the illusion flawless. But the dragon's strangeness doesn't stop at camouflage. Males, not females, are the ones who carry and protect the eggs. Pouches full of glowing, pearl-like orbs, shimmering beneath the fronds. A father cloaked as seaweed, bearing life in disguise. The Leafy Sea Dragon is nature's artwork, proof that adaptation can be not only bizarre, but breathtakingly beautiful. In a world of tooth and claw, sometimes the best survival strategy is to vanish into elegance itself. From Australia's colorful shallows, we descend into the freezing abyss of Antarctica, where life bends under the crushing weight of ice. Here swims a creature so strange, its very blood rewrites the rules of biology. The Antarctic icefish. Unlike any other vertebrate on Earth, these ghostly animals have no red blood cells. Their veins run clear. In most creatures, hemoglobin, the red pigment in blood, carries oxygen through the body. But in these waters, oxygen is so abundant and temperatures so cold, icefish evolved a radical alternative. Their blood is colorless, thin as water, and their bodies produce antifreeze proteins to keep ice crystals from forming inside their veins. It's as though evolution stripped them down to the bare minimum, re-engineering life for survival in a frozen world. With pale, almost translucent bodies drifting through the icy dark, icefish seem less like animals and more like living phantoms, spirits of the deep, thriving in conditions that should mean instant death. They remind us that life isn't bound by one blueprint. It's endlessly inventive, bending even the building blocks of blood itself to adapt. From frogs with see-through skin, to salamanders that rewrite their own bodies, to tiny bears that laugh in the face of space itself, nature has shown us that survival isn't always about size or strength. Sometimes, it's about being strange enough to outwit the impossible. Each of these creatures, whether spraying blood from their eyes, vanishing as living seaweed, or flowing with clear ice-proof blood, reminds us that evolution is not a straight path, but a wild experiment. Life bends, twists, and breaks its own rules to keep going. And often, the results are more bizarre, more alien than anything we could invent. So now I'll turn the question over to you. Which adaptation left you the most stunned? And if you could borrow one for yourself, would you choose regeneration, invisibility, or indestructibility? Drop your choice in the comments below. I can't wait to see what you'd pick. And if this dive into the bizarre blew your mind, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and join Wild Fact Lab. In the next videos, we'll uncover even stranger secrets from the natural world, because in the end, the weirdest adaptations aren't in science fiction. They're already here, living among us.